Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. It's now time to talk about the specification, the road handling, and the unique engine that we have right now in the Volvo S90. So Volvo is calling Drive E powertrain technology, and that technology is focusing primarily on delivering responsive power, clean efficiency, and exceptional driving experience to the driver. They achieved this with their compact design engine, advanced boosting solution, and a firm commitment to electrification across their portfolio. So right now in this car, we have a unique engine, a 4-cylinder inline 2.0 liter turbocharge and supercharge. So we have a wastegate also for the turbo. It's aluminum with the conception. You've got also direct injection, but with the supercharge and turbo, so you've got two major components pushing some pressure inside that engine. So one is going to correct the negative points of the others. You know, with turbo power, usually you need to spool before having this power. A blower won't have enough boost, but right there as soon as you press on the accelerator. So the turbo will deliver horsepower below 3,500 RPM. It's going to be combined to the supercharger, and as soon as you're going to go over that revolution per minute, only the turbo will be applied. The T6 will also utilize a double water jacket design to aid the cooling and flow, because as you can see, two major components like those one will generate a lot of heat in the engine compartment. So it's going to be good for 316 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque between 2,200 RPM and 5,400 RPM. Maximum engine revolution will be 6,000 RPM, and you need to use 91 octane and more or premium fuel inside this car. So when we check the Volvo website, 0 to 100 is rated at 5.9 seconds. I think it's a little bit optimistic, and if you want to do in miles per hour, well, remove a few tenths, but the top speed is rated at 250 kilometers per hour. So we're going to test that. Maybe not the top speed, but we're going to test the acceleration, and you will judge for yourself if the numbers are right. Elsewhere in the world, you will find a T5 version, a T5 model, which is going to make 250 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. You've got also the T8 twin-engine plug-in electric hybrid propulsion system, which is going to be offered with 400 horsepower. This is getting interesting right now. And if you're living elsewhere in the world, I know you're looking at Car Question. You've got some diesel also, which is available. Feel free to exchange. Do you like the diesel power in the Volvo cars? Well, feel free to share that in the comment section down there below. A little bit more about the modular concept of Volvo, the famous Drive E powertrain. They've won some awards with that, and they were designed to reduce the complexity by using a compact modular approach. So this means that both the diesel and petrol engine are going to be built on the same line. And so the efficient design of the architecture means that a broad range of engine power variant can be achieved with only a few bolt-on of power boosting turbo and supercharger, coupled with a bespoke engine software. A good engine needs to be mated to a good transmission. So we have a 8-speed Geartronic transmission with manual mode that you can select right here on the shifter by pushing left. You also have two of the gears that's going to be overdrive, which are going to save fuel when you're going to be cruising at constant speed. Combined to the engine and the transmission, you've got an all-wheel drive drivetrain. It's compact and it's lightweight. It's a Borg-Warner 5th generation that you're going to find in there. It's going to distribute the engine power between the front and the rear. So under normal dry condition, all the power is going to be sent to the front wheels. The system will constantly calculate the need for torque to the rear wheels and can instantly send 50% of the power to the rear axle. When you're going to be at a standstill, you accelerate, it's going to be fully all-wheel drive to maximize traction during those acceleration. And let's talk about that. First of all, you need to know that you have a drive mode, and you can select an eco, comfort, and dynamic mode, and even an individual one. These will change the direction of the steering, the brake pedal, the suspension, the acceleration, the mapping of the engine, the shift of the gear. Usually you don't feel a big difference between comfort and dynamic, but you can feel one between eco and dynamic. Individuals gonna really personalize what you want as a driving feature in this car. So acceleration for a 2.0 liter turbo are not bad. Seriously, I'm kind of impressed. You can feel that it's really a unique engine. Volvo wanted to make an advanced boosting feature that can deliver power level up to the equivalent of the large 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder unit that you're gonna find in the competition. Well, it's not really there, but you can sure feel the torque. You've got also unique power pulse technology. What does that mean? Well, it's going to work by drawing air from the air filter via a compressor to a pressurized 2-liter air tank. When the driver wishes to accelerate quickly during launch and during low-speed driving, the air is fed by a valve into the exhaust manifold to feed the turbo. This has the effect of delivering quick and responsive pulse of power. So that's really how they try to remove the negative parts of the turbo that needs a lot of boosting before giving a lot of power. Combined with the supercharger, it's going to be really a unique experience out there. The transmission is also going to be out there to help. It's smooth and quick during the shift. Sometimes you can feel them though, and you've got 8 gears, so when you want to be full efficient, no problem with that. Let's talk about braking. The size of the brake will also vary on the size of the wheels that you're going to choose. So when you're completely stopped, you will need to really apply a firm pressure on the brake, and I'm not quite used to that. Sometimes I find myself to be advancing toward the next car because I didn't hold the brake enough. You still get that automated brake feature that you can use, so you might want to turn this one on. So not too bad for the brakes, but could use a little bit more feeling. And also fade was kind of an issue, but not fade, vibration was an issue with our test car right now. The disc size in front, 12.7 inches. In the rear, 12.6. Not too bad for that size, but get prepared. You might have a high cost for a replacement. Direction, electric power assisted rack and pinion steering. Sometimes heavy, and yes, really heavy. When you're cruising on the highway, you've got all those safety features that you turn on, those pilot assistance feature, and you try to turn the wheel and it's kind of hard. I don't know why this feels so heavy, but they need to retune that. While you're going to do some parking maneuver, it's not too bad. But once again, the car feels really large in those maneuvers. If you're in a tight parking, well, check yourself. Use your sensor with the side proximity to help you maneuver out of those tight parking space. Suspension, in front you've got McPherson strut with a symmetrically mounted car spring, hydraulic shock absorber and stabilizer bar. And in the rear, that's a unique configuration. It's an axle with transverse composite leaf spring, hydraulic shock absorber, stabilizer bar. In option, you can choose for an air suspension, but be careful with that option because if you're living in a really cold place, you're going to see that air suspension is not that great. And when it comes spring, sometimes also follow the problem. So for general comfort, look at these seats. These are the most comfortable one in the segment right now. So everything is well placed when you're going to use every command around here. You need to master though the multimedia system. Take some time to learn it. Also leave it some time to boot. But for the rest, I'm impressed also with the build quality, the material, but it's not the same road handling as we will find in the competition. If you're going into the luxury segment to get some power, this might not be the car you want. But if you're security oriented and if it's your main goal, well, get ready, you will be served. There's a tons of feature. You've got the IntelliSafe package, and remember that right now we have some option that we added to the car, so there's a long list of them. You've got a lane keeping aid system, adaptive cruise control, pilot assist. You've got a distance alert HUD, the lane departure warning, driver alert control. It's going to help you. So if you're feeling kind of tired behind the wheels, you've got also speed limiter with road sign. But security is not all about system. You've got a safety cage, which is really important when there's an impact. And this one, you've got a hot firm steel amounts to about a third of the total body weight of the car. And you've got also advanced seat belt and airbag that you're going to find everywhere. So if you think that's enough, get ready. We have some more. We have auto dimming side mirror, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, collision avoidance by city safety, low and high speed collision mitigation, and one of the coolest features might be the world's first large animal detection. You've got a feature which is capable of detecting large animals such as deer, bear, moose, name it, tractor hiding, or somebody who's going to arrive with an ATV from the ditch right there in front of your path. The car will protect you against that. You've got also a run off road mitigation and run off road protection system. So if the car thinks that it's going to fall in the ditch, it's going to make a priority of protecting the occupants inside the car. You've got a cool 360-degree view camera, which is clear. You can see really well on that car. The rear camera might be a little low though and will get dirty quickly. You've got autonomous parking. You've got help to get in the parking and out of it. Some parking sensor in front, in the rear, and on the side of the car. So if you try to open your door and it's too tight, well, you will have an information inside. One of the best features that they made some modification this year is probably the semi-autonomous pilot assist software. It allows the vehicle to accelerate, decelerate, and come to a complete stop and steer in the road condition with clear lane marking based on the car up in front of you, up to a speed of 50 kilometers. You've got also a second generation pilot assist on this S90 that will allow this function to work up to highway speed at 130 kilometers without the need for a pilot car. But remember, always keep your hand on the steering wheel. And I sometimes find that system, I don't know, you need to make some intervention and sometimes you're not sure about it. You know, in Quebec, the lane markings on the tarmac are not that great. I don't know, I don't feel really confident with that system right now. Still, you will have some cool feature really soon, which is going to be a connected safety cloud. Some Volvo cars will share the information about slippery road. When they're going to feel that your system will need to intervene, it's going to send the information to the other Volvo cars around you or in the cloud. Same thing for hazard light. If somebody's in distress and they've put on their hazard light, the system will relay the information to the other Volvo car around, and you will be able to adapt your driving before you see this car at the last minute. So an interesting safety feature that's going to come really soon in the Volvo vehicle. So let's talk about fuel consumption. Well, on paper, it's 10.8 in the city, 7.6 on the highway, 60-liter total that you're going to be able to put in that car. And right now, we did some higher numbers with the test car that we had. We scored a little bit above 11. We switched it to dynamic all week, so we really enjoy it. But also the fact that we have the impression that this car is not really fuel efficient, but that's probably because of the 60-liter capacity that you're gonna find in the fuel tank. So there you go. Do you think that we miss a point? Well, feel free to share in the comment section down there below or join us on our Facebook page, Car Question. Do a thumbs up because you like that video. Don't forget to subscribe also because we will have more video about the S90 and XC90 also, which is going to come out soon for the enjoyment of your eyes. So take care. See you another time on Car Questions.